For GE Tigers versus SK Telecom T1. On a side note here, it's actually SK Telecom's 10th anniversary as an esports club. So they have been around for a long time, and I'm sure they'd love to get a win here today to celebrate that.
Indeed they would. Ari will be banned out by GE Tigers once again. Will they take the LeBlanc away as well? Janna, the first ban once again from SK Telecom. They really don't want Gorilla to have that. Man, Piccaboo actually did have a very good game last time on Morgana. Hit a lot of very crucial binds. They take away the Ezreal. So now SK Telecom is going to have to play something different.
Let's pick Xerath.
We could see a first pick LeBlanc here if SK Telecom leaves it up. Lissandra will be the final one. So will LeBlanc be available? It has been one of Kuro's best champions. Faker 10-0 in professional play. And Gorilla had a great game again on Gnar.
He did, and I guess SKT saying, you know what? We don't know how to deal with that comp right now. We don't even want to worry about it. Just ban it.
Kassadin, first pick. LeBlanc still available.
Yeah.
That is dangerous. Very dangerous. But Faker was 6-0 on Ezreal before last game. Now he took his first loss. But this is something that LeBlanc is the champion that no team lets Faker have willingly. It is super, ultra dangerous because that's a champion he can severely outplay you on. And it has been banned so many times against him his entire career, this whole season. They have a chance to take it here, but they would be showing their hand with the top Kassadin. Gnar will be used by MaRin once more.
Yep.
And Corki, bang 100% so far this season on that champion, will be taken by SK Telecom.
So it's going to be Jarvan and Rumble for the GE Tigers. Smeb going to be grabbing that Rumble. That does show who's going where for GE Tigers.
Now they're going to have to play that Rumble into the Gnar. That's a dangerous matchup, but MaRin hasn't been as punishing as Duke and Smeb on that, or even Trace on that champion this season. It really hasn't suited his playstyle. MaRin, much more of a brawler, likes to get in there on champions like Rumble and Renekton, even in the laning phase, and the ranged harass doesn't really seem to suit his style.
Now you've got a chance to grab the support and the mid lane here. Well, you don't need to take the mid lane now. You can just last pick it, I suppose. Grab the bot lane.
I think the Ezreal ban here was very smart with the Kassadin up, because if Faker's allowed to play Ezreal into Kassadin, he's going to punish Kuro pretty significantly if the Kassadin does go into the mid lane. And it's like Nunu and Nami.
Okay.
So disengage once again, looking for those big team fights. And Thresh.
Nunu Thresh. Okay, well, certainly some pick potential there. And Prey is going to bring the Kalista. There is Gorilla on that Morgana as well. And what will Faker play in the mid lane? That's the question that SKT is about to answer for us right now.
LeBlanc.
I would be surprised if it wasn't. There we go. And Faker's LeBlanc getting picked up by SKT. Again, Faker, another champion he's been undefeated on. But hey, he was undefeated with Ezreal as well last game. LeBlanc, though, has a bit more of a historic value for Faker, though.
Right. All of his Ezreal games pretty much have been this season.
Yeah.
LeBlanc is stretching all the way back to when he first played that champion, way back in Season 3 on Champion Spring. Of course, one of his major breakout games against then MVP Blue, where he basically just massacred the entire team by himself. This is by far Faker's scariest champion.
Many a Zyra died back then. Yep.
Whew. Well, it may change up a little bit, though. There's no DFG anymore.
That is true, but we've seen Korean players not really be too big on getting DFG with their LeBlanc play recently anyway. So I don't know if that's going to affect him a whole lot. It seems like the mid laners here are okay without it. Will Faker be able to perform like we've seen him perform in the past? We will see. I mean, it'd be pretty monumental for the GE Tigers to get a 2 over SK Telecom. They played so well this season, it's certainly within the realm of possibility, but giving Faker that LeBlanc is a big statement. Saying you can beat that, I don't know.
The other time Faker played LeBlanc this season, he pentakilled Najin.
Yeah.
So
first game of the season.
This is pretty big balls from GE, I gotta say. We'll see if it works out.
Yeah, we'll see if they can follow it up. Time to get in the game. And here we go. Welcome to Summoner's Rift. GE Tigers versus SK Telecom, and SKT trying to tie things up on Faker's infamous LeBlanc.
I'm a little bit worried. There's not really a good way to lock this LeBlanc down. Of course, he will have some difficulty dealing with prey, but he's going to be able to dash out of Gorilla's ultimate, any dark bindings that come his way, Cataclysm, Equalizer. How exactly do you plan on killing LeBlanc with this composition?
It's very true. When Lissandra wasn't in the mix anymore, I think it became very, very risky to give Faker this pick. We'll see, though. GE is taking on all comers, though. So.
Well, we'll see how their draft works out. I think that banning the Ezreal, if they wanted to play the Kassadin, obviously Kuro has been excellent on Kassadin so far this season. He shouldn't have too bad of a laning phase against the LeBlanc either. Obviously, he feels comfortable in the matchup. Knew it could be coming, for sure.
Well, just a pretty passive level 1 fan after some really deep warding from GE Tigers last game. Just going to play it a little bit more safe this time around.
Well, they've picked some rough matchups. I'm wondering if we're going to see a lane swap right here. Smeb playing into that Gnar, even if MaRin isn't the best, can be rough at times, but SKT will be starting there at the Gromp, and we'll see Jarvan starting in the same position on the opposite side of the map. 2v2 coming in. Looks like they're going to pile the wave just in case as Bengi finishes off jungle camp.
Yep. Tasty. And here we go. So we do have normal lanes. Prey and Gorilla versus Bang and Piccaboo down in bot. And Prey, of course, you know, again, the first player to have a truly massive game on Kalista. And he played it well already, getting those Sentinels out there.
Look, he's actually
beautiful.
in between the Sentinels. He missed the vision. What? They didn't see him. Bengi.
Wow.
That is awesome.
That is a sneaky Nunu right there, man.
The Sentinel's coming in. He goes for the red steel immediately. He has Smite. He's going to get it. So looks like Lee may be getting red buff. Yeah, he's got Smite consumed.
He does have it.
And you know what? He's not even going to be seen.
Nope, just going to sneak it behind it. Oh, he's just going to eat it on his way out.
Bengi. You know, so it's times like these where I'm like, Bengi, why can't you play like this all the time?
Well, it's times like this where you're like, oh yeah, this guy is a world champion. He was part of that team.
That was very clever.
Yeah.
Of course, most of the Kalistas start with W these days. Does help with the trading in lane with your soulbound partner and gives you that early vision. Keeps you nice and safe if you push up aggressively for that level 2.
Apparently it doesn't keep you safe from Nunu stealing your red buff, though. That happened.
That was hilarious.
Yeah, well, SKT, again, you know, Faker with 100% win rate on that LeBlanc, an 8.0 kill per game average, 5.5 KDA, pretty massive stuff. GE Tigers Kuro, though, 80% on the Kassadin, not doing too shabby at all as well.
Yeah, certainly a very good champion for Kuro, always has been, but not exactly up to that same level.
Oh, Faker.
Bold.
Yeah, well, it's Faker. It's Faker on LeBlanc. And he has managed to get a little bit of a CS lead early on, putting a lot of pressure onto that Kassadin, which, you know, you would maybe expect it with it being Faker, but...
Smeb actually ahead in CS on the top side. Not sure what's going on up there.
Yeah.
That's not something we normally see.
Well, MaRin hasn't had the strongest Gnar. We've certainly seen that in the past. It looks like Lee tries to make a gank here. Faker walking right into it. It's going to get knocked up. Faker in a little bit of trouble. Passive popped already. Going back into the river. Kuro finally figures out that it's him. Can Faker get away? Bengi coming in with the snowball. Looks like he can. Close call for Faker, but he didn't need to use any summoners. Meanwhile, Flash used for Kuro went after the clone. Whoops.
Bit of a missed call right there.
Bengi sees Lee go into the jungle there. He's like, oh yeah. Can't quite get the ward though.
Yeah, he's going to have to back off of that one. Bengi is trying to protect himself as best as he can. So Kuro used his flash right there. Faker didn't have to use any summoners.
It could mean
that one. Lee is going to try and make a play here, but with the extra summoner, could be risky. Faker coming back to lane, having bought as well. I don't know about this play from GE.
Kuro's coming up into the jungle as well to make it a bit safer, but Faker could join them. Bengi's going to get that red buff. Kuro there as well. Bengi in big trouble, flashing over the wall, but Lee flashes well. Faker comes in to protect him, and there we go. Bengi escapes with the double buffs. Faker helping out his jungler. Meanwhile, Smeb comes in. They're going to clean up the rest of that camp.
Nice attempt right there. I like that Smeb and Gorilla were also there as backup in case of a risky situation developing, which it did, but they had mid and top pushed up, so it wasn't too bad. Faker does manage to save his teammate after the flash reaction, but almost a kill there from the GE Tigers.
Last game was the game of crazy ganks and kill. This one is one of crazy escapes, apparently. We're going the opposite direction this time.
Still a lot of action, though, both teams trying to edge each other out. And I like that. Okay.
Oh, there's some damage coming in from Faker. Now the W does more.
Yeah, Kuro has to be careful. There's a Codex already onto Faker.
Yep.
And he does have the flash and the ignite. Kuro burned both of his summoners, so he's not going to be able to trade favorably, especially with how low mana he has.
Well, Bengi's standing in a ward, so he's going to have a hard time making any plays up here in top lane. Lee is there to counter gank anyway.
Bengi really wants this one. You have to punish that Rumble when he overextends. Finally uses the lens to clear it out. Lee intelligently already being in the top side, knowing that the gank attempt is coming. MaRin's in Mega Gnar form, but Nunu already backing off, so they're not going to take advantage of this. He's going to deal some damage to Smeb instead. MaRin not overplaying his hand so far.
Yep. Oh, he's going to find Lee, though, here.
Hello.
Oh, that's interesting. Lee on the escape. Smeb just a little bit too low health to try for the 2v1 there.
Also, no Cataclysm yet.
Yeah.
Still have the hop up and the flash from Gnar as well, so unlikely you're going to be able to find a kill.
Yep. Yeah, MaRin's caught up a bit in CS, only 5 down now, so it's not too worrisome. Meanwhile, look at Faker, 50-38 over Kuro right now. Really making his presence felt in that mid lane.
Bengi looking for wards, not going to find anyone. Plops one down behind that red buff, all on his own, and Kuro comes back to lane with Catalyst, so going Rod of Ages. Should have some decent sustain versus Faker. Faker's going to be much more dangerous on the side lanes right now than he is. Kuro unlikely to get bursted down by this LeBlanc.
Faker's getting pretty close to that Morellonomicon. Well, Faker still wants to do some damage. Sticking with Kuro to get that W to land. Oh, there's a death sentence from Piccaboo. Play, and they're going to keep Kuro around. No summoners, and it's going to be a kill. Faker with the first blood, and it looks like everyone's going to escape. They have to disengage. Smeb right there does not have that equalizer anymore. Wasn't able to lock anyone down long enough, and man, Faker getting it with the ignite, that last auto attack.
Well, when you have your support at jungle there, yes, you can get a kill. A straight 1v1, a little less likely. They barely squeak that one out with the last tick on the ignite. The magic damage shield not going to be enough
Bang just
to save him
around
against true damage. So there you go. Faker picks up the first kill, and this is where it all starts to go wrong usually for the enemy team.
Yeah, you can bet he's probably got enough for that Morellonomicon right now. Gorilla getting brought in. Look at all that shred from Bang. Just a big chunk taken out of Gorilla there.
Yeah, and really, Prey and Gorilla haven't done a whole lot to punish early in this game. Now the Sheen done. MaRin starting to push back Smeb.
Yeah. Faker with the blue buff. And if we look at Prey's build, he is going for that Runaan's Hurricane first, it looks like. So switching things up even from what he did last on Kalista. Going for the more standard NA EU style we've seen.
I think this is a reaction to the fact that they have Rumble, because with the Rumble ult, you have enough CC, and you get the burst, you get the burn down. So basically, if you can get a few auto attacks off and rend everybody, you're going to do a ridiculous AoE damage combo. They also have the Jarvan to keep people close together for the Hurricane and the Morgana ult as well. So this could be just a reaction to the team comp that he has this time around.
Well, that's the nice thing about Kalista, too, is that you can build her very differently depending on the situation in the game.
I agree. Good champion, Riot. Yeah. Except for the fact that you can smite things. That's bad. Yeah. And everything else is good.
It could be a 9 out of 10. Not too bad. SKT going for this dragon. And it looks like they will just grab that. No worries there. So, first dragon of the game going over to SK Telecom fairly early at 10 minutes as well, too. And they're going to grab a nice little lead. Faker up in the top lane. And
this is where it starts to snowball into all the other lanes. I don't know about GE's composition against this LeBlanc. I mean, I talked about it earlier, but there's so many ways for Faker to escape from what they're putting down. Piccaboo, Roaming a little bit into the mid lane. Now they should start to worry about Faker being somewhere, especially with MaRin about to go into Gnar form. How much are they going to commit to this? Lee already recalling. Kassadin's still in mid.
Smeb has flash and equalizer. I don't think if he saves well, he's going to try to go in here. Faker. No.
MaRin missed his ult after the flash. Smeb ulting as well. Smeb now using his equalizer to clear out the wave. Faker coming back around. It's try number 2.
Smeb could be in trouble. Smeb going back into the turret, gets flayed away. MaRin tanking that. He might go down. In fact, I think he probably will. Oh, gets away. One turret hit would have finished him off. Another successful gank for SK Telecom and another kill onto Faker's LeBlanc.
This is hubris.
Thinking
so. You can play against Faker's LeBlanc. Really no answer so far. He's now gotten kills in 2 different lanes. Yeah. I'm really surprised he didn't give up. Man, also, let's talk about Piccaboo a bit. His roaming has been awesome this game, and he broke into the scene on Zenix Storm, known for his Thresh roaming.
The original roaming support?
Yeah, the original roaming Thresh player, and making so many plays across the lanes. He has been working so well with Bengi and Faker tonight, overall. Not only on this Thresh, but in Morgana in Game 1. Piccaboo's right there.
Yes, he is. All used. They're going to try to get banged. Can't quite connect with him,
patience.
though. Oh, and now Gorilla brought into the box, and talk about the outplays. Prey trying to get away. Can he make it? Doesn't even matter. They don't need that kill. They got Gorilla already.
What a great play by Piccaboo.
Yeah.
So patient on that one. Yep. Gorilla didn't even have time to black shield before he got hit by a hook. Yeah. They thought it was totally safe. They overcommitted without knowledge of where Piccaboo was on the map. But frankly, he hasn't been in lane very much, so it wasn't an unreasonable expectation that he wouldn't be there.
Well, that was the idea. They thought they were going into a 2v1, but it was a 2v2.
Jeez. And Prey with the Hurricane. Can't quite deal enough damage with that Rend. Gets the slow to get out, though.
Yep. Well, at least if you're not going to be able to get the kill, you need to get out. And it is a big deal not to give a double kill over to Bang, you know? Either way, SKT looking really good in this game. And yeah, GE Tigers, you might be 7-0 good, but are you beat Faker's LeBlanc good? I don't know about that.
Well, no team in the world has been that good yet.
Yeah, that's true.
Somebody, I'm sure someday, will get that good. You can't stay undefeated forever.
Faker will come back at age 60 after being retired for 30 years and play a show match where he brings back his old LeBlanc, and then he'll finally lose and he'll be like, oh well, I'm 60. People are still playing League of Legends. That's amazing.
That would be cool. I hope that's true, Della.
Me too. Me too. Stand the test of time. There's about 6 million champions at that point. Faker coming in onto Kuro again. Kuro has that flash, has Ignite. And
Faker knows people walking through the river. Lots of wards throughout the river. And look at how well SK Telecom has done in terms of their river warding right now. They can see absolutely everything. This is opening up the map so much for Piccaboo and Bengi.
Bengi's done a great job warding as well. Him and Piccaboo really have been everywhere. And I really like this support jungle sort of roaming combo that we're seeing a lot in Korea. Tucson and Wisdom, on IM, not the best team overall, but they're successful in trying that as well, too. And it's good to see a team like SKT really starting to prioritize that.
I really love the Sentinel, anti-Sentinel play we've seen from Bengi. You can tell he's played a lot of those games with guards on rotation, Ocarina of Time or
Thief 2 or something like that.
Metal Gear Solid.
That's true. These are probably all games before his time, but close enough. Faker in a little bit of trouble. Smeb doing a lot of damage. Faker, can he escape? Yes, he can, and Bengi gets that kill.
Is Faker in trouble, though? Is he?
I don't think he's ever in trouble.
You'll notice that he didn't even use Flash.
You're right. Now he's choosing a dangerous recall spot like any good Korean player does.
But is there punishment? I think Kuro's not going to be too willing to go in on that one. Now, they are going to get a tower out of it, so that's actually a preferable trade overall for GE Tigers. They're still fighting themselves at a gold deficit.
Killing Rumble isn't the best thing in the world. I know it'd be satisfying for you if it's Super Galaxy Rumble, but
I wish I could kill all the Super Galaxy Rumbles, Noah.
Oh yeah, I was going to tell you the more annoying skin though is Red Baron Corki. That constant droning flame sound effect, that is worse, man.
No, because that one you can sort of filter out. You can't filter out if you're laning against a Super Galaxy Rumble and he's yelling dumb crap at you the entire game.
No, you're wrong, man. Corki's worse because if you're in lane with the Corki, the sound literally never ends. There's gaps between what Super Galaxy Rumble says. Corki's stupid plane sound never ends. Play the bot lane sometime, man. You'll hear what I'm talking about.
I would never play such an inferior position, Noah.
Hey, I don't play AD carry either. I totally understand that. Dragging up in 10. And a ward coming in for GE Tigers. I do see what's going on. Ooh, Faker caught with that Dark Binding. Doesn't even try to get out. He's like, I'm fine here. Feel safe. Comfy even. And can SK Telecom grab their second dragon of the game? GE Tigers looking to engage here. Teleports up for both top laners. They have the ability to come in.
Bengi used Smite right there. They want to get the blue buff, so they're going to wait for that second charge. MaRin also needs to get his Gnar bar up a little higher before they can do this. He's trying to get it on the minion wave. Smeb there. Here comes the TP.
Teleport coming in for MaRin. That's right. He doesn't quite have mini Gnar quite yet. There, Piccaboo comes in. Equalizer goes out. Big Cataclysm as well. They get Prey right away, though. 2 kills coming in.
Well, he can't do this without
Tigers.
Can't do this without Smite.
They need Bengi.
So they're going to have to turn their attention elsewhere. Maybe they'll go for the mid lane tier 1.
With Prey gone, though. All right, they will go for mid lane. They can give up this dragon.
They're still threatening.
Oh, yeah, GE Tigers backing up for the moment as well, too. Lee recalling. I guess that is that.
They're afraid of Faker. He still is going to be a major threat right here. Yeah. They can't teleport right back in to the mid lane to save the tower with Smeb. And they had a Mega Gnar, and they didn't have an equalizer anymore. So there wasn't a lot of damage. Kuro still only starting to stack up this Rod of Ages. So I think that's smart. You don't want to overcommit. You're going to be scaling nicely with Kalista and Kassadin anyway. So don't make a mistake that will cost you the entire game. Perhaps SK Telecom will.
Well, the tricky part now is that Bang has Trinity Force. He just picked it up. And Faker coming in onto Kuro again. Oh, misses W. Would have been close. But yeah, as I was saying, Bang has Trinity Force now. SKT going to be even scarier than the last time they attempted this dragon. It looks like Bengi's going to start it off right now. Got rid of the ward. And GE Tigers, they're not going to contest this one, it looks like.
Well, they can't. No teleport. Smeb walked back up to the top side. Meanwhile, MaRin not even going to be there.
Wow. A top turret in a little bit of trouble. Doesn't look like Smeb's going to be able to get it, though.
No, not this early. Kuro still trying to catch up to Faker in terms of his farm.
Oh, the pick onto Gorilla. Gets hit with the death sentence, but pulled away by Prey. Prey saves the day.
That's right, he does.
Okay.
Snatched right out of the jaws of danger.
That's right.
Well, it looks like Bang's going to keep putting pressure onto the tier 2. He's got Piccaboo and Bengi to back him up. I'm really happy to see Piccaboo and Bengi playing together better because that's been one of the major faults of SK Telecom.
True.
And they really have developed a lot better synergy in terms of their map movement tonight, whereas before they were kind of off doing their own thing, but we see them working together to kill Kuro at first, to get wards down, and then to dive into the top side as well. So they've been doing some quality work so far. Faker still on the roam. Lee and Gorilla seem like they're about a step behind. They're not able to anticipate where Faker is going on the map, and they always arrive a day late and $1 short in these situations.
300 gold short. Well, Faker was spotted by the Warden River, though, so they do know now. Looks like they're just going to try to take this top turret. Here we go. They will, and the disengage. MaRin manages to hop out of that Dark Binding. And it looks like they'll be just fine. Meanwhile, some pressure in the mid lane now. They've drawn everyone up to top lane. They're going to try to get MaRin. Gets ulted against the wall. A kill for MaRin. They might still get him, but Faker is going to escape. MaRin trying to live. Misses with that Q. And they'll give up the top laner, but another kill. Another assist, rather, for Faker and a turret in mid lane.
Yeah, they're giving up the map, though, is the thing. Are they even going to trade 1 for 1? Looks like a tier 2 going away for free as well. So
2 turrets in mid for SK Telecom off of that.
And a kill for a kill. So SK Telecom coming out unequivocally ahead in that little trade. Bengi is playing with Kalista.
Well, he's full of arrows, or full of spears. He's full of something. And Prey Gets hit with that snowball. Faker, he's trying to dodge around. He can get away from those skill shots, but he can't dodge a snowball. You can dodge a skill shot, but you can't dodge a ball, I guess. It's kind of the opposite of how it's supposed to be, Prey.
You can dodge a chain, but you can't dodge a ball.
I guess so. You see, if Heimerdinger would have been there, he would have wrenched his ball. Oh, well.
Yeah, too bad. Yeah, Faker play Heimerdinger so we can actually make that joke, please.
It was funny seeing Faker try to hit those with Kalista jumping around.
It is quite difficult.
Yeah.
I do like that aspect of G's composition is, yes, it's difficult to hit Prey with skill shots, but it's also difficult to hit many members of GE.
Yeah, but it is not difficult to hit anyone with Nunu's snowball. You basically just click on them.
So easy, even Bengi can do it.
That's right. Hey, he's 3-1-1 this game, man. He's already got the
great.
ages. He's having a good game. A really good game.
Yeah, absolutely. He said he was playing well in game 1 as well tonight. It's just that the Mundo got out of control, and I think that GE just managed to outscale them. They survived long enough.
They last picked the Mundo, too, so there wasn't a lot SKT could have done about that. Picks and bans. Aside from anticipating it a little bit better, maybe, but... And it hasn't, you know, we've talked a lot about Faker's LeBlanc, and it is legitimately terrifying, but it has been a lot of the other people on SKT as well, too. You know, Bang putting lane pressure on, Bengi getting a lot of good wards and being around the map, ganking well.
Ganking really well with Piccaboo. It's fun to see Piccaboo start to open up the map a little bit more like he used to do on Setting Storm, because that's something that I've really missed about him as a player.
I agree.
Is he's one of those guys that puts the fear into all lanes at all times. And Bang plays such a reserve style that he can survive on his own. He plays safe to begin with.
You know, I feel like Bengi is just so much more comfortable on a jungler like Nunu as well, too. He doesn't have to be flashy. He just kind of has to be around, get objectives, really easy CC to use, create zones. Let Piccaboo do all the complicated skill shot stuff, Bengi. You just go and farm. I like it.
I think it's a style that's definitely working.
I think this could work for a long time, yeah.
So back to Vi with you, Bengi.
That's right. Vi Nunu, you are restricted to those champions only now.
Just look at what they play in China. Copy that. We're good to go.
Fiddlesticks? Oh, the duel is
Hecarim?
real. Hecarim? Hecarim? I think we're going to see Bengi play Hecarim anytime soon.
I don't know. We might.
Yeah?
We might.
I don't know. You have to, like, choose a direction to go. You can't click on people quite as easily with Hecarim. Jungle Rai is incoming. Jungle Tarek. These are the things Bengi can use to CC people.
All right, still so much forward movement from SK Telecom. They're going to get that tower down to half, and nothing really Kuro can do.
Yeah.
Trying to get an Abyssal Scepter just so he can survive Faker. Faker already with the death cap, completing his second core item pretty early on. And Smeb has no MR yet. Smeb opted for Leandri's first. I don't really like this. I think he needs Zhonya's, or he needs something because he has to walk into the front line and he's just going to get exploded by Faker. Yeah. / zoned out by Bengi.
Well, I mean, we think about the plays that Trace made on Rumble, you know, blocking the Baron pit and all that, and you're not going to be able to do that without his Zhonya's.
Yeah, you need something. So completing the Leandries, I don't think is a good choice in this particular game. Yes, I understand that.
There we go. They're going to go in on the Faker and Piccaboo. There's the box as well. Piccaboo getting blown up immediately. And there's Bengi slowing down some members. Faker tangling with Kuro and Lee in the back lines. Faker with the kill. They lost Piccaboo fast, but the kill's coming in now. OG Tigers, Kuro trying to turn this one around, but eventually gets taken down. MaRin being a big threat in the back lines. A double kill for Bang. And Bray manages to grab Gorilla, get him to safety, but it is a big win for SK Telecom, and it's going to be an easy third dragon now.
Yeah, they're just totally out of control. They're going to take the red buff while they're at it.
Yep.
Gobble up all of the objectives that they can. Faker up into topside jungle as well. They are absolutely smothering the GE Tigers, and this is the most convincing play we've seen against GE all season.
Yeah, really is. Nobody has looked as good against GE Tigers as SK Telecom does right now. And, you know, this is what we've kind of been thinking all season. If SKT can play at their peak, they can beat anyone.
Yeah, it looks like they get a little bit caught out right here. Bengi, though, keeping everybody in. Bang actually has a lot of easy skill shots to hit from the side. Faker gets the chains, dashes back.
Whoa!
And then flashes over back into the brush. No vision there for the GE Tigers. Kuro overcommits and goes down as Bang is just able to Valk forward. Prey will save Gorilla, chucking him through the brush by the Raptor.
Yep.
But still, 3 dead. Only Piccaboo dying on SKT. Bang gets another red buff. And Prey started out strong in his first Kalista game, but not finding the same success here. Tonight there is a screaming head for Bengi to punch with his Yeti fists.
Yep. Screaming Head Yeti Fist. That's the name of my punk rock band in high school. But one of them, it was one of the ones where we only had like 2 strings on each guitar, so we could jump around a lot. Yeah.
Truly, you are a great musician.
Hardcore. And a great musician. Trying to get this blue buff, and they can't quite do it, but good poke on the Lee in the meantime.
Who got it? Oh, Prey got it, actually. Yeah. Out of the Fracas, Prey ends up with
more heads.
A blue buff.
Sentinels all day.
Checking that with the scrying orb. Not going to see SK Telecom on it quite yet. Well, it looks like Faker Leblanc is going to remain undefeated for another day and possibly unkilled.
Yeah, quite possible. We shall see. Certainly taking risks.
I mean, I don't even know what G is going to do when he finishes that Void Staff. I don't think he gets hit by Dark Binding.
Well, can he get out on Lantern? You bet he can, Gorilla. Tries to follow up. Piccaboo just, you know, as good as Faker is, I would still consider Piccaboo for MVP this game.
Yeah, Piccaboo has been fantastic.
Yeah. Faker's made plays, but a lot of it has been a follow-up of what Piccaboo has created. And they're going to try to defend this mid lane turret. I don't think they're going to be able to. Bang's not there, and they're just going to give that one up.
Yeah, might as well. Faker can go ahead and take the tier 2 right here. It's already been chunked out pretty severely. He's got a lot of AP. Look how much damage he's doing with auto attacks. Thanks to how much ability power he's already managed to stack up.
Looking good. Prey just used his ult, I guess, too.
Looks like he had to snatch Gorilla out of some danger.
Yeah.
Kuro is the designated person to stop the split push. Smeb finally finishing his Zhonya's Hourglass, so that'll be helpful in the next fight, or at least as helpful as anything can be. Lock it done onto Bengi against the double AP. That will be enormously helpful for
Faker's got his Void Staff now, too.
Oh, good.
Oh, goody.
I'm sure that's what G is thinking right now.
Yep.
Oh, good.
Nope, they're thinking about next game.
They're thinking, maybe we should ban LeBlanc.
Thinking, wow, Faker's LeBlanc is pretty good, isn't it? These players should know that. They've played against it before. Not this season, but they're like, I wonder if he's bad on LeBlanc now. Let's find out. Nope, he's still good. Bad idea.
Well, you have to remember that his most unfortunate victims on MVP Blue, which turned into Samsung Blue, are now
Faker
in
roll.
Okay.
Yeah, still pretty good. Yeah,
doesn't need that DFG.
Yep.
Bye, Gorilla.
Yep.
Through the black shield, too.
Oh, up. A little bit of damage onto Smeb.
Not going in for round 2. Not even sure he needed the Ignite right there, honestly.
No, I would wager that he probably didn't. SKT going for that Baron now with no Gorilla around, no Dark Bindings. Not a lot to worry about, and they're only 3-manning it, too. There we go. Now everybody joining. Easy Baron for SK Telecom. It's really been kind of an easy everything for them this game. Sentinel sees it, but all it can do is scream. Oh, boy. And, wow, it looks like Legion is going to go right in there, traps him in the Cataclysm. Doesn't end up doing a whole lot, though.
Miss.
Yep.
Getting over the Equalizer quite easily thanks to the Lantern. MaRin's going to show up and hurl some boomerangs in Smeb's general direction, but not a lot of follow-up right there. Lee actually manages to escape in one piece, 1 minute till Dragon. Number 4 on the way. Baron already taken, should be quite easy.
I would think so. All right, let's watch Faker kill Gorilla here. Does he need the Ignite? The survey says...
Okay, so no. No, definitely not. He doubled up his Q right there.
I guess so. QQ. Seems appropriate.
It's the message. It's the subliminal message he's trying to send to Gorilla in this game.
Oh, you died. QQ. Poor support player.
It's not called Sigil of Silence anymore. I don't know what the new name is since they removed the silence from it.
Sigil of something. Sigil of smash face.
Oh, good. Another needlessly large rod. Faker is up to 630 AP at 30 minutes.
This is truly needless at this point. He doesn't need this to kill people.
Gorilla can do nothing.
Yep. Wow. Every once in a while, you know, Faker's LeBlanc needs to come down to the mortal realm and smite those who would not believe his power.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what GE does in the next game, though. They let a lot of power picks slide through the draft. 2 champions, LeBlanc and Corki, that SKT is undefeated on. Corki this season for Bang, and then LeBlanc all time for Faker.
Yep. Dinosaurs roam to the earth. Oh, and Bang tries to steal the blue with the rocket, but doesn't quite get it. It will go over to Kuro, like GE Tigers prefers. Faker's going to find a pink ward in the brush. Another victim.
The countless dead at the feet of Faker.
That's right. Even the pink wingy sticks can't escape him.
Well, he's going to push all 3 lanes at the same time. Seeing what they can get, if they get any damage down onto these inhibitor turrets. 1 tier 2 remaining for GE, as MaRin will brutally headbutt it. Faker looking for prey.
Whoa!
Missed
Prey!
the chain. If he had hit the chain, he would have died.
It would be incredible if he could hit all those skill shots on a Kalista. And he nearly did it, too. Things Faker does. Equalizer comes through. MaRin taking a lot of damage. Lee comes in with the Cataclysm. Faker comes in and lights him up, though. Bengi, or Smeb rather, going to go down. Kuro manages to get the kill on MaRin, though. Smeb dies. In the meantime, Piccaboo locked up by that Dark Binding. Prey hopping all over, avoiding these skill shots. Can Faker finally finish him off? He's going in with the clone. The clone will not finish off Prey.
That is a true story. Well, 2 for 2, but they got the inhibitor turret.
They did.
MaRin got a little bit caught out right there,
Yeah,
and the lantern disappeared right before he could flash to it.
Yeah, you don't want to take a nap on Equalizer like MaRin did. You'll wake up
Don't-
with quite the hangover.
Dap on fire.
Yeah.
Well, Bang actually did a good job of zoning Smeb out of that team fight.
Nice save.
Missed the big one, though. That could have been pretty
Wow.
game-changing. Double kill for Faker. Double kill for Kuro.
Big one missed because Prey saved Gorilla.
Yeah, when the dust settled right there. Good job from Prey. He has actually been saving Gorilla quite a few times so far this game.
All right, Faker with another blue buff. Just tons of CS too, you know. 33 minutes, 300 CS, 605.
He just finished his Zanyas.
Yes, he did. Just in case. You wouldn't have gotten it if it hadn't included a needlessly large rod, though.
I'm actually really disappointed he didn't get a Medjai's this game.
I think they're playing to win, man. And I can't. I'm not saying you can't win with Medjai's, but I think the Zony's a bit safer.
I wish he had gotten Medjai's earlier.
Oh, MaRin. Well, we'll see if MaRin can get out of this one. They don't really know where SKT is. That's the problem. You can't go in on that.
Yeah, they have no idea if Faker's in the mid lane with the rest of his team. They will see him finally in the bottom side. MaRin trying to get a few hits onto this inhibitor while the rest of his team gets a few autos into the mid lane turret. They have to do something about MaRin, though.
Faker thought he could maybe make a play on the Gorilla. Couldn't quite get there, though. Now MaRin's very nice. Oh, well, apparently Faker killed Gorilla again.
What the? Where did he even go?
Wherever he wants to, man. He just came in and evaporated him. All right, and we're about to see 2 inhibitors go down in favor of SK Telecom. MaRin taking the top one and everybody else taking mid. Yes, it's a rough day to be Gorilla. He doesn't even buy his Zonias because he knows he's not going to have time to activate it. That's seriously what I think.
He hasn't had the Black Shield yet. I mean, he really does want to try and save people as well from the crowd control with
Faker
the
comes in, a little bit of damage again.
Crucible. Also does give him a bit of MR.
Yeah. Faker, he's going to try to take out Lee, nearly does. Bengi zoning a bit, gets caught by that Dark Binding. Operation save, Bengi is underway. Faker goes in, he will use that Zony as Bengi doing a lot, or Bang doing a lot of damage on the outside. Faker escapes with the passive, and SKT on the way out. MaRin still pressuring this inhibitor though. There's a Lantern to give him that shield. It allows them to take out the third inhibitor. And just like that, SKT with no Baron, with no 5th Dragon, they just walk in and take all 3 of GE's inhibitors.
Well, there's nothing really they can do. SKT rotating very nicely around the outside, but with the first inhibitor open, they had to make some very difficult decisions. So Piccaboo, I did not even see Gorilla die here.
Me neither.
Okay, there's 1 Q, 2 Q. He died in 2 Qs! What?
QQ, man. QQ.
Wow.
You know, I think the champions that relied on DFG need a bit of a buff, you know, to try to compensate for the loss of burst damage that they get. I'm particularly worried about LeBlanc.
Man, good setup.
Uh-oh, Kuro gets away. Black Shield helping out there, and Ignite not able to finish him off through that. Meanwhile, SKT's like, all right, time for a Baron. And then it will be Dragon number 5 for SK Telecom, unless they feel like sending the game. Either way, I say you go for the 5th Dragon here.
Get the style points.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
See how fast Faker can explode people with even more damage?
That would be awesome. He only needs 2 Qs to kill Gorilla from full health.
That is insane.
Yeah. That is an enormous amount of damage.
All right, here we go.
Oh.
The pink ward baits.
Oh, here he goes again, and Gorilla. Oh, managed to dodge a bit there.
Faker didn't use. Well, he used his deceive twice.
Well, he's got to be careful. He's going 1v5 now. There's the 5th Dragon, though. It's Faker versus the world here. And we'll see if he can get a pentakill. Wouldn't that be something?
I want to see how much AP he has.
A lot. Comes in. Drops the damages on GE Tigers. Equalizer comes down. Can they follow it up? MaRin coming in. He used that teleport to get close. Piccaboo pops a box on Kuro there. Nice zone by Bengi to allow them to take that. And there it is. The Nexus gone. There, no, it's a surrender. GE Tigers just gives it up. Wow. And SK Telecom crushes the GE Tigers in game 2. Just completely destroys them. You do not give Faker LeBlanc.
Yeah, absolutely nuts. At the
Tigers,
end of that game,
man.
Faker did 31,500 champion damage. The next closest person was